There is a moment right before someone lies when their mind betrays them. If you know how to create that moment, truth comes out without force, without threats, without you ever asking for it directly. Stay with me, because what I'm about to explain is not a party trick, not manipulation for the weak, and not something you use casually. This is a psychological pressure point built into the human mind. Once you understand it, you'll never hear conversations the same way again. This video is about one core mind trick, but to use it properly, you must understand why it works. Dark psychology isn't about controlling people like puppets. It's about understanding the invisible mechanics that already control them. The illusion of lying. Most people think lying is an active process. Someone chooses to lie. That's wrong. Lying is defensive. It's reactive. It happens when the brain senses psychological danger, fear of judgment, fear of loss, fear of exposure, fear of consequence. Here's the key insight. People don't lie to deceive you. They lie to protect an identity. An identity can be, I'm a good person, I'm loyal, I'm competent, I'm not weak, I didn't fail. When that identity feels threatened, the mind automatically deploys distortion. Not always conscious, often instant. So if you want truth, you don't attack the lie. You dissolve the need for it. The core mind trick, identity disarmament. The mind trick that forces truth is this. You remove the psychological reason to lie before the question is ever answered. When the identity feels safe, the defense collapses. This is not empathy. This is not reassurance. This is strategic safety. Let me show you how it works. Why direct questions fail. Most people ask questions like this. Did you lie to me? Why did you do that? Are you hiding something? These questions threaten identity. They imply you're dishonest, you're guilty, you're wrong. So the mind does what it always does under threat. It protects itself. The lie comes out automatically. Now here's the dark part most people miss. Even if someone wants to tell the truth, their nervous system may not let them, because truth feels unsafe in that moment. The psychological switch you flip. The trick works by flipping one internal switch, from self-defense to self-expression. When someone feels they are defending who they are, truth is dangerous. When someone feels they are explaining who they are, truth is natural. Your job is to move them into explanation mode, the exact structure that forces truth. This is the structure. Memorize it. Normalize the behavior. Separate the person from the action. Offer a non-judgmental frame. Then ask the question, let's break this down. Step 1. Normalize the behavior. Normalization tells the subconscious, you are not alone. This doesn't make you bad. Example. A lot of people do this when they feel pressured. Most people would react the same way in that situation. It's actually common for people to handle it this way. This lowers shame, the primary fuel of lying. Step 2. Separate identity from action. This is critical. You must make it clear that the truth does not threaten who they are. Example. This doesn't say anything about your character. This isn't about you being a good or bad person. I'm not questioning who you are, just trying to understand what happened. Now the identity relaxes. Step 3. Offer a safe narrative. Humans tell the truth more easily when they're given a story that preserves dignity. Example. Sometimes people do this because they felt cornered. Usually it's not malicious. It's just a reaction. Most of the time it comes from trying to avoid conflict. You're giving their mind a truth-shaped exit ramp. Step 4. Ask the question, softly, precisely now, and only now you ask. But notice the form. Not, did you lie? Instead, what was going through your mind in that moment? What felt like the safest move for you right then? How did you decide to handle it? These questions assume truth already exists. And here's what happens internally. The brain thinks, I'm not being attacked, I'm being understood. And once that happens, the lie becomes unnecessary. Why this works. The dark mechanism. Neurologically, this lowers activity in the amygdala, the fear center, and shifts processing back to the prefrontal cortex, where reasoning and narrative live. But psychologically, something deeper happens. The person feels seen without being exposed, and when exposure is no longer a threat, truth surfaces on its own. That's the dark elegance of this technique. You didn't force honesty, you made lying pointless. A real example, instead of, why did you hide that from me? You say, a lot of people hide things when they're afraid of how it'll be received. It doesn't mean they're dishonest. It usually means they were trying to protect something important to them. What made that feel like the safer option at the time? Watch what happens. They don't just answer. They explain. An explanation is where truth lives. The one rule you cannot break. Never use this technique to humiliate, corner, or dominate. Why? Because once someone realizes you're using psychological leverage against them, the defenses come back stronger. Dark psychology works best when it feels invisible. If you weaponize it recklessly, you won't get truth. You'll get better liars. Why this is power. Truth is power not because it gives you control, but because it gives you clarity. Clarity about who people really are, what they're afraid of, what they value where they're hiding from themselves. And once you see that, manipulation becomes unnecessary. You're no longer guessing. Final thought. People don't lie because they're evil. They lie because they're afraid of what truth might cost them. If you remove the cost, truth walks out on its own. If this changed how you see conversations, like the video, if you've ever caught someone lying and now understand why, comment below. And if you want more psychology that actually gives you leverage in the real world, subscribe. This channel isn't here to entertain you. It's here to sharpen you.